All right, and we're back. Welcome to another episode of And in This Corner. Coming out the white corner, my name is Bill, and I'm ready to fight.
And coming out the black corner, my name is Barry, and I'm ready to fight.
All right, I want a good, clean fight. Let's get it on.
Welcome to And in This Corner, where we settle the score once and for all on who's the best. That includes best music, best shows, best movies, best anything. This week, what are we talking about, Bill?
Hey, it's the Christmas season. It's Christmas time, my favorite time of the year. And what better way to celebrate Christmas than to listen to Christmas music? A few years ago, Bear and I did a playlist, or we did our top 10 favorite Christmas songs. However, those songs were more geared towards soul, like a soul music type vibe. So this time, we're just going to give you 10 songs, and we'll talk about our versions of the song that we like, but it's not necessarily our top 10, but we're just going to give you 10 songs of songs that we like for Christmas time.
Exactly. So, once again, to reiterate, we're looking at the best Christmas songs. For
Yeah.
my list personally, you get a lot of
Hmm.
credit for having tons of different renditions out there. So whether you like R&B, some soft music, elevator listening
Jazz.
music.
Yeah.
It's just you'll have your favorite version of one of these songs.
Yeah.
Bill, you want to go first, or should I do the honors?
I'll go first.
All right.
And again, we're not ranking them in order. We're just listing 10 Christmas songs that we love to enjoy during this season.
Hmm.
So, with me, I'll go ahead and start. Um, my first entry is Let It Snow. I have
Hmm.
to listen to Let It Snow. There are two versions that I listen to by two artists, totally opposite of their rendition of the song. One is Boys to Men. They're with Brian McKnight. And also, I like the Dean Martin version. However,
Hmm.
those songs aren't the same.
They aren't. I
They
mean,
aren't
I,
the
I think
same at all.
they're similar by title, but I definitely
Title,
Boys to
yeah,
Men is my probably possibly my top two favorite
yeah,
Christmas song
yeah, hmm,
songs. But yeah,
yeah,
and I like both versions, but definitely the Dean Martin Let It Snow. You hear lots of covers of that.
yeah.
So
That is the original Let It Snow
yeah.
title Christmas song.
Hmm.
But like you said, Boys to Men, the title is the same.
Yeah.
However, both
They
lyrics
bought
are
the
totally
scope.
different, R&B. So,
Yeah.
but for me, Let It Snow, Boys to Men version, and or Dean Martin version.
Yeah. All right. So for me, at 10, I'll go Winter Wonderland. And I don't care what version. I possibly never met a
Yeah.
version of this song I didn't like, but
Hmm.
my favorite as of late has been the Pentatonics version featuring
Okay.
Tori Kelly. I'm not even sure if I'm saying the group name correct, but I listen to that version every year and just have it on replay in the
Hmm.
car. And that's when they sing basically a cappella. So, Winter Wonderland, walking through a Winter Wonderland, I
Went to
feel like one of my top favorite Christmas songs, no matter who's singing it.
Gotcha. Okay. Great choice. Again, the that song has been covered um numerous times.
I thought you had an
Um
exact number. I was like, I don't know how he
no,
got
no,
that
no.
data.
I can't tell you. No, no. I can't tell you how
That's how
many,
much.
but
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So went to Wonderland. So okay,
Hmm.
great. My next entry will be Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. Of course, everybody knows the Luther Vandross version, silky smooth as
Hmm.
Luther only Luther can do. R.I.P. Luther, rest in peace. However, Frank Sinatra's version is another version that I will listen to as well.
Hmm.
Two different takes on the same song, but I love them both. Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas,
And
Luther Vandross, Frank Sinatra.
a classic. I think Tony Braxton got one that I like too, from the Best Man soundtrack. I'm pretty sure that's it. But yeah, just is that the one Tony
No,
which one
Tony's
she was
not.
singing?
Tony's not on. You talking about from the Best Man's Holiday?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, she's not on there.
Okay,
Uh-uh.
all right, all right. Well, she probably has one that's not on the soundtrack. I
Yeah,
just know
yeah,
yeah, but
yeah.
still, wonderful song. Couldn't agree with you more. It just failed to make my list, possibly because I forgot. So
Hmm.
I'm going with I Want to Come Home for Christmas, Marvin Gaye. I feel like Marvin Gaye is the best version. However, it's been covered as of late. Did Neo do a version of
Neo
this?
did it on the Best Man's
Okay,
Holiday.
all right. Because I'm
Yeah,
second guessing myself now, but
yeah, yeah.
Marvin Gaye's my favorite version, but I do like other versions of this
Yeah.
as well. So I want to come home for Christmas.
Quality choice. And again, like you said, Neo covered it on the Best Man's Holiday. He did a great job at it as well. But
Yeah, he did.
yeah, I mean,
Set the
but I
scene and
mean,
everything.
yeah,
Like,
yeah, it did. It did.
after
It
the game,
did.
him rushing home. Yeah,
Yeah. But Marvin is Marvin. You know,
it's
you
Marvin.
can't get away from Marvin. So good one on that one. Probably my next entry, probably my favorite Christmas song of all time. Uh, at least top three. Let me say that. Let me back up. It's top
I,
three.
I I
It's
feel like I
top
know where
three.
you're going.
Yeah, you
Okay.
probably know. It's top three. Um, many people have covered it, but no one is the crooner that this guy is. Nat King Cole.
Mm-hmm.
He is the king.
Yeah.
Slick back, that nice tenured voice. It's Nat, man.
Mm-hmm.
The Christmas song, chestnuts roasting on the open fire.
So here's the thing. So
Hmm.
all I'll say is just to keep us organized, this will make an entry on my list. So I won't
Okay.
speak about it too much when we get there. All I just say
Okay.
is I have it higher only because it
Hmm.
may possibly be my favorite Christmas song. Who knows?
Hmm.
But
Yeah.
I will
So
go.
remember now, I'm not ranking. I'm just,
Okay, all right. Well, if that's the case, I'm gonna just talk
yeah,
about
I'm
it.
not ranking. I didn't
You
rank.
know
Yeah.
what? I'm just gonna talk about it.
Go ahead.
I'm going with um yeah, so we're not doing it in order, but this is my favorite Christmas song. It's
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
Christmas
Hmm.
song.
Yep.
Nat King Cole's version is my favorite version of it.
Best version.
I
Best
think I
version.
fell in love with the song. I already liked it, but I fell in love with it more on
Hmm.
Catch Me If You Can with Leonardo
Okay.
DiCaprio back in the day. And I listened to this probably 100 times every December season. Really,
Yeah.
200 if you're counting November, because I start my
Yeah.
Christmas playlist a month in advance.
Yeah.
But like you said, classic crooner and yeah, just classic song. Every time I hear a version, it sounds like they're doing an impression of Nat King Cole, which is why I like his version the best.
Yeah.
But just a from kids from what 1 to 92, it's the best Christmas song in my opinion. So I'm
I
gonna
think, yeah.
go ahead.
I think people probably if you talk to people from old to young, or maybe not young or whatever, I don't want to use young, but people from that time period when he created the song up until now, I would say, I think this, if we had to have one song that is the Christmas song that everyone would vote on, I believe it would be this song.
See this one, it's this one, but I also feel like we might sleep on Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas also. I like this one more, but it's like a lot of people, it's 1A, 1B, and I do think a lot of young people rock with this too. It's just been covered so much that there
Hmm.
is a version out for kids, for teens, for millennials.
So
Yeah.
let me ask you this then. If you
Yeah.
say it's Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas,
I said it might be. Like
no, no,
I
no, yeah, yeah, yeah,
understand.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I'm going with you. I'm going with
Okay,
you.
okay.
I think they would probably, again, we're if we ask everybody, no matter
Hmm.
race, creed, color, whatever, I think they may say Frank Sinatra's version over
See,
Luther's
okay. Well, it's
of the
yeah, yeah,
song,
yeah, yeah,
just of
yeah.
the song.
Yeah, and I agree with that. It's just
Okay.
when you take away the artist and just look at what's a quintessential Christmas song, I feel like those are go-tos. Like these two are go-tos. It's like you're gonna have every Christmas station that you go to, you can't skip 5 songs without hearing either Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas or the Christmas song.
Yeah.
All
Now
right, go ahead.
I'll come back to it because I'm
Yeah,
thinking about some other songs that are just as popular as well that
Frosty the
could.
Snowman. I mean, you have
Frosty,
some
yeah,
other ones
yeah.
that
So
it
that's
just
yeah,
I'm not rocking
yeah,
with
yeah,
as
yeah,
much,
yeah.
but sure.
Yeah.
What you got, Bill?
Next, White Christmas.
Okay.
Again, two,
Moo-doo-doo-dum. That
two.
one. All right.
That's the Drifters. Um, but
Home
also
Alone
Bing
2.
Crosby version.
Uh-huh.
The Drifters is it's the Drifters.
Hmm.
You got the guys. and they're able to use their different harmonies. You got a guy he's singing in the sopranos the falsetto tone, and you
Mhm.
got the guy who's the deep bass and so forth. So they're able to play with their harmonies. But I think Bing Crosby's version as well would be the popular version amongst probably everybody. Possibly, I don't know, but I rock with Bing Crosby version as
I
well.
rock with both, but I mean, Home Alone 2. What was that? Home Alone
It's Home
2?
Alone. Yeah, it's Home Alone.
Yeah,
Home
Home Alone 2.
Alone one.
It's one or two, whatever. Well, he's in the mirror. I just know that. So it
I think
might be
it's one.
one.
It's one. It's
It
one.
got to
It's
be one
one.
because
It's
he was
one.
in the
No, it's
mirror.
one. He was in the
Yeah.
mirror.
So
It's one.
I feel like it did a lot for that version, and I feel like that's the version I rock with the most.
Mhm.
But yeah, solid pick, Bill. Actually, I'm mad I left that off the list, but I'm glad you showed it some love.
Had
So
to.
I'm going with what Christmas means to me, Stevie Wonder. But then you also have different versions showing up. I think CeeLo has a good version out there.
Hmm.
And just Stevie Wonder, Loki has three Christmas classics, and it's hard to have one. He might have more than three. I know three come to mind right now. So
Yeah. Yeah.
this is one of my favorites from, it might not even be one of my favorites. It's just a one that I feel like a lot of people have tried and it's
Hmm.
become a classic throughout the season. So
Yeah.
one of my favorite Christmas songs, What Christmas Means to Me, Stevie Wonder's version is obviously my favorite.
I mean, Stevie. What
Stevie.
is there not to like about it? Stevie, possibly the king of soul R&B. Possibly. But
Possibly.
Stevie is one of the greatest. Stevie by far is one of the greatest writers, composers, producers of all time. So,
Hmm.
shout out to Stevie. Great pick. Great pick. Great pick. Um, my fifth entry. It's pretty much a standard. You hear it every Christmas. It was covered by Chris Brown, but this Christmas,
Mm.
Donny Hathaway. I mean, it's just you have to listen to it. It's gonna be played. And for me, I think definitely um what was it, Friday After Next? I believe it showed up in Friday After Next.
It showed up too many
It's
places.
yeah,
It showed up
it's just
everywhere. You can't
yeah.
tie it to one memory, Bill.
No, you can't, bro. It's this Christmas.
It
Donny
is.
Hathaway's version is my favorite version that I will
Yes.
listen to.
It's the best version.
For the most part, it's the best
Usher
version.
has a tight one, and I think
Yeah,
Chris Brown has
Chris
the
Brown.
probably the
Yep.
second best one. And
Yep. Hmm.
I have this on my list, so I'll just go ahead and show it some love now.
Okay, go
It's
ahead.
just I can't remember the first time I heard this song. It's tied to so
Yeah.
many
Hmm.
like footage from movies and shows. I remember
Hmm.
listening to it on the Christmas one of the Christmas episodes on Martin. But yeah, I just remember being a kid listening to Donnie's version and it sounding so modern. Like some of his runs were something that I felt like were more recent, his cadence of his runs. And
Yeah.
I'm like
Hmm.
saying, what is this? So it
Hmm.
is possibly my favorite Christmas song, that and Boys to Men. I switch back and I'm sorry. These are my favorite, yeah, favorite R&B
R&B
styles.
versions. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
because
Yep. Yep. Yep.
it's
Yep.
specifically because of this version, not not Pounds on the Floor where so much people are doing different renditions. So
Well, now that you say that, when you think about it, this Christmas is Donny Hathaway's song.
it is
Let It Snow, Boys to
Boys to
Men's
Men.
version, which is not the
Yeah.
standard.
Hmm.
So they own their songs.
Hmm.
So we don't care to listen at, not that I don't care to listen at anybody else's version of it,
I'm just not chasing
because
the
I'm introduced to their version and it's their song.
yes,
I don't
yes.
know who owns White Christmas.
Hmm.
I don't know who owns the song.
Yeah.
Somebody wrote it, but I don't know you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
I boys in the, yeah.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. And I mean,
Yeah.
so I'm not mad at the list. I love the song.
Yes.
Different versions that I hear. If you
Hmm.
want to sing this song, you're going to have to pay homage to some of the runs that Donnie laid
It's
on his
done. You
original
have to.
track.
You have
Yeah,
to.
so you can't sing this song and not sing. Like so,
Yeah.
a lot of times it's a prerequisite to be soulful, and I
Yeah.
I love that. But strong Christmas song. one of my favorite Christmas versions, well, songs period, is this
Yeah.
version, Donnie's version, and Donnie is singing my favorite version of this song.
Yeah, absolutely.
So no,
There's only a few people that can take somebody else's song,
mhm.
do what they do,
Yeah. And
and that
I
is
would
their
say Chris
song.
kind of did that. Like I think Chris is kind of his version is lived on its own. I don't think of Donnie when I hear that, even though I love the Donnie version more. When I hear Chris, I'm hearing Chris. I'm not saying, "Oh, this is an impression of Donnie." So
Yeah,
I do like both versions. It's just
yeah.
Donnie's up there for me.
It done because there's no variation too much of Donnie's song.
Mhm.
It's Donnie,
Mhm.
you know. Now, something like when we go back to Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas,
Mhm.
Luther's and Frank Sinatra's, it is a little different because you can hear how they put more R&B
I
towards
say I
Luther
argue
version.
it's a lot of different,
It's
but
that's what I'm saying. So, but there's no significant difference
yeah.
between Donnie's version.
Mhm.
So,
That's just he
bro,
put
you
his foot
know,
on it. It's just like
yeah,
nobody can't you
this is
can't
my
run
song.
away from
Sounds
paying.
like a Who Did It Better episode, but you
It
know,
does. And you know
hey,
what? While we
hey.
talking, I feel like we kind of doing it already. So let's save
Yeah,
some of that
yeah, yeah, yeah,
thunder for later. What you got
absolutely.
next, Bill?
Um, six entry, Christmas time is here. You knew it was gonna show up. Vince
Hmm.
Guaraldi Trio. He did the Charlie Brown's Christmas. He composed the music. He did the score. He did the soundtrack. One of the greatest, if not, I take that back. It is the greatest, in my own opinion. It is the greatest Christmas soundtrack ever.
Yeah.
But it's also one of the greatest albums ever.
We
So
talked about this before,
we
Bill.
talked about it. Yeah, yeah.
We I think there's a list that we have greatest albums or something, soundtracks,
It's
and this is
yeah,
on there.
yeah, yeah.
And you know, you could go Christmas time is here, you could go Tannenbaum, you could go the Peanut song.
Peanut
So I
song.
actually have Christmas time is here as
Okay.
well. And I
Hmm.
think as time goes on, I just love this song more and more. I grew up watching the specials, but it wasn't
Me
until I got
too.
into my 20s that I
Hmm.
really appreciated the music more.
Hmm.
So
Do
yeah,
you
Christmas.
okay? Or do
Yeah,
you lean towards the instrumental version
I don't care.
or the singing version?
Don't care. I don't care. I don't care.
Okay.
Whatever's on. Like I would
Okay.
say I go through different phases. I could
Hmm.
definitely listen to the instrumental and be entertained, but there's
Okay.
moments I just want to be taken back to the movie and just say, "Hey, let me listen to these kids, rock out or whatever." So
Yeah.
it really
Okay.
depends. I think I watched the special enough to where I always know I'm gonna get my taste at the actual kids singing. So a lot
Hmm.
of times when the instrumental comes on, that's my time to enjoy
Yeah. Gotcha.
that. But
Hmm.
for me, it's 1A, 1B. I don't
Okay.
I don't care which one I'm listening
Okay.
to.
Gotcha. All right. Cool. 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 All right. Seventh entry for my
Mm-hmm.
starting with me is the most wonderful time of the year.
Mm-hmm.
It's by Andy Williams.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, check it out. It's by Andy Williams. They played the song when Kevin, if I'm not mistaken, when Kevin was getting inside of the limousine with his pizza.
The pizza,
Yeah,
yeah.
and they said, I believe that's when it was played in Home Alone 2.
Mm-hmm.
However, this version, again, the song is being covered because it's a standard. More
Mm-hmm.
people are gonna cover it no matter what. Andy Williams's version is the version that I listen to.
I
I
think
think
that's
it's the
the
best version, and I
I
think it's the
I
original.
I agree, and I'm not sure what's the original only because this song has been covered a lot too.
Hmm.
So once again, I don't know if I've met a lot of versions of this song that I don't like. It's
Hmm.
just one of those things that I like to hear during Christmas, and I kind of don't care who's singing it. It's just
Okay, for
there's
you.
one
Okay.
version that
Yep.
plays the most, like you said, and I'm banking it off of the movies that I've seen. Home Alone
Yeah.
2. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
that's the
Yeah.
version
Yeah.
from Home Alone 2.
Yeah. Yeah.
So no, I like it. For me, mine is a little different, and it's I think they started remixing this a lot, not remixing, but remaking this a lot lately. But I'm going with Wham, Last Christmas. It's started to get a lot of love to where people are trying to add their version to it, but
Hmm.
the Wham's version is definitely the
It's
best for
well.
me.
Yeah.
My son loves it. I remember when he was a kid, I used to play a lot of Christmas music, and for some reason, this is the one that he gravitated towards. So
Mhm.
it's even sentimental for me for that particular memory. But
Okay.
yeah, Last Christmas, I feel like it's a solid.
And that's your seventh entry. So
Uh-huh.
my eighth entry, since you just said it, it's Last Christmas
Look
by
at that.
Wham.
I thought this was gonna be a weird pick. All right, I was just like, I don't know.
What? Are you crazy?
I just I'm like, because
It's
it's not a lot of versions, so I'm just like,
it's their
okay,
song. It's their song. Like
yeah, yeah.
they own the song.
Mm-hmm.
So when I hear Last Christmas, I don't care. I don't care to listen at anybody else's cover.
Mm-hmm.
I have to listen at Wham's
Yeah,
version. So if it's not Wham, I'm not listening to it. So shout out to
exactly.
Wham. So
Yeah.
that's my eighth entry. So Barry, you can go ahead and
All
go.
right, I'm going with Santa Baby. Eartha Kitt
Eartha
has a
Kitt.
solid version, but I feel like there's a lot of different versions out there. Sexy Christmas song.
It's
Talking
her song. It's
it's
her song.
Santa Baby.
Yeah.
I know there's been rap versions. It's just
Yeah. Yeah.
I rock
Mm-hmm.
with the original the most, but Eartha Kitt's Santa Baby is my favorite. But Santa Baby in itself is just a popular Christmas song that I just love to hear during the holidays.
Yeah. I agree. Totally agree.
Hmm.
Totally agree. Great entry, great song. Eartha Kitt, Marcus,
Marcus,
darling,
I knew it was
Marcus,
coming.
darling,
You
you know what's
saw my
coming.
bill. It keeps the skin tight.
Lady Eloise. Shout out to Lady
It's
Eloise.
Lady
Shout out to
Eloise.
Batgirl. I mean
Yeah.
Catwoman, excuse me,
Yeah,
Catwoman. Shout
Catwoman.
out to
Yeah.
Catwoman too. She was Catwoman, the rich Catwoman.
Prr, prr.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out, shout out.
Yeah.
Good choice. My number nine, my ninth entry, Silent Night,
Mm,
Temptations.
okay.
You
On my
gotta
mind.
hear it. They took the song, because we all know Silent Night, Holy Night,
It's
oh,
the
it's gonna
same thing that you talked about with Boys to Men. It's similar by title, but they flipped the script so much that it's their own song.
it's the same.
It's
No,
see, that's
it's the
how good it
same.
is.
It's the
When
same.
I hear
Yeah.
that one,
No, same.
when I
It's
hear that one, I hear a
same
different
lyrics.
version, but
You
it's
the way
yeah, so you're right. I'm like, wait, the lyrics are the same.
it's
It's
the
just really
same lyrics.
they crank
Yeah.
up with In My Mind at the beginning, but it's that
That's where it's in
that's
my
I'm like,
mind.
that's but they didn't they bring it back. But yeah,
Because
it's their
you got
own
to
version.
hear
It's their yeah, so
they just
Go ahead, I'll let you say
they
it.
were no, they were able to remember. You got it's just like the Drifters. They were able to utilize their different
Mhm.
ranges because remember the Temptations is a group. So you got guys who can sing at the very tops in their falsetto and their soprano voice, and then you got the bass, old blue.
Mhm.
So I can change the song around to make it, and it like you said, wait. No, yeah, it is the same.
It's the
It's the
same.
same.
I had, I
But
had
they
to
flipped it
fact check it.
so much that they made it their song.
Yeah.
So I have to hear Silent Night Temptations version. Shout out to them.
People actually came to see Otis. That's what's up.
People came to see Otis.
So I'm going with Give Love on Christmas
Ooh,
Day. Johnny Gill
Johnny
being my
Gill.
favorite version.
Yes.
New Edition got it. Prior to New Edition, it didn't Temptations do this as well?
Ah. No, the Jackson 5.
All right, there we go. Up, there we go. Jackson 5. It's
Jackson
just
5.
a lot of boy groups do this song. I think Johnny Gill stuck his foot in it, and it's his
He's
song now. And I'm just like, that's my favorite version. But
yes.
Give Love on Christmas Day, solid Christmas classic, one of my favorite songs. Johnny
Hmm.
Gill's version is my favorite version of one of my favorite songs.
Which is funny because it's New Edition,
I knew,
and then
yeah,
you got Johnny's.
yep.
So,
I'm
but
like,
remember, for us, New Edition is our Jackson 5.
mhm.
So it's so much how they're interconnected, um, interlocked or whatever. But I do love Johnny's version.
Mhm.
I can listen at the Jackson 5 version. Matter of fact, it was just playing not too long ago, and New Edition's version. But Johnny is because once he
Yeah.
started to go on his run,
It's a wrap.
it's a
Like, what you
wrap, man.
doing,
You
Johnny? Like, how you gonna take your group song and like kill it like that. Like somebody should have talked to him. I don't know if that's
No,
fair.
I ain't get enough shine on
Yeah,
the
he
other
said,
version.
forget that. Give me that song. And I just was like,
I
what?
ain't get enough shine. Did he record that with them?
No, he didn't. Because Bobby
Okay,
was on
so
the
let me show y'all what y'all missing.
yeah, he
This is what
said,
y'all
hey,
missed
hey,
out
let me
on.
hey, run
Yeah.
that back real quick. Let me
Run that
hold it.
back, run that back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So my 10th entry, man, this is gonna be a toss up.
I
Damn.
wonder.
I got two, man. I have to listen at both, but I'm just gonna go ahead and say Jackson 5, Santa
Oh,
Claus is coming to town.
okay.
Um
Hey, so it looks like you were this was like a Hail Mary at the last hour. So you were
it was
probably
a
it is it
it's
two
it's bet-
Jackson 5 songs?
no, it's just
Okay.
one, but it's we'll talk about honorable mentions.
All right, cool,
But
cool.
Santa Claus is coming to town. What they did to the song, again, the lyrics are the same. I believe Dean was it Frank Sinatra? It's one of the Rat Pack era guys, Dean
Mhm.
Martin, Bing Crosby,
You
Frank
better
Sinatra. One
not
of them.
go. You better not go. You better
Yeah,
not.
it's
They you know
they had the
mhm,
original of the Santa Claus is coming to town. So it's very jazzy, like
mhm.
that the jazz vocal kind of sounding song. But for what Jackson 5 did it, I can listen at both versions, but I'm going to probably lean towards the Jackson 5 version more if I hear it or if I
Me too.
play it.
And
But I'm definitely going to listen at the other guys' versions as well.
don't
But
sleep on that instrumental. The strings on that song is
oh my
crazy.
God.
Motown was going to work. Like I
Well,
love
I
that
don't even
version.
know. I wonder who rearranged it.
I'm not sure. I would
That's a
have to
good
go back
question.
and check, but
Hmm.
I just know that the strings on that song is crazy. So we definitely have to check that. So
Yeah, I definitely check that.
for me, I was introduced to this song. Didn't even know it was a Christmas song until I got older. But on an episode of Different Worlds, Ray
Thank
Charles
you. I
and Betty
appreciate you.
Carter. All
Appreciate it.
right.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Baby, it's cold outside.
Maybe it's cold outside. And that was the
It
one out. That was the one I was.
I felt like it was. That's
So
why I
I'm
was.
glad
I'm
I
like
did. Yeah.
Bill. I said,
Yeah.
you know what? But baby, it's cold outside. There's different versions that I like. Christina Aguilera and CeeLo has a nice version. I think more recently, there's been a lot of controversy surrounding this
I
song
think
because of
Fantasia did it.
a lot of people have.
Yeah.
And John Legend has one. They had to
Yep.
rearrange the
Hmm.
lyrics because they for the Me Too movement or something, but it's just I love the song. I love Ray Charles version, and I can't help but like glue this song to the scene in Different Worlds. But it is a
Yeah. I
Christmas
remember. Yeah.
song. I think of
Yep.
hot chocolate when I'm hearing this. I think of snow. I think of the
Yep.
season,
Yep.
mistletoe, and all of
I
that.
do.
So yeah, it's higher on my list. Not that we're ranking, but definitely one of the songs that I admire the most. So
Yeah.
that's what I got. Okay.
No, I'm glad you said it because that was the
I
one.
felt like it was.
That's the one because I love. Matter of fact, not I love Betty Carter is my favorite female jazz vocalist.
Mm,
Uh, her voice is just crazy, and what's even funnier is that when she popped up on as the vocal coach on the episode of the Cosby Show,
hmm.
um, I think
That's
that's when I was hooked with her.
yeah. And I
Remember
think
they went to go see her
yep.
when the family went to go see her, and from that I was hooked ever since.
And I think that's the beautiful part of the Cosby Show. It introduces us to a lot of these
Oh
classics.
God,
Because even
yes.
me, I mean, Different World is a spinoff of the Cosby Show, and I found out
Hmm.
about this show through the spinoff.
Yeah.
But not solid picks. But Bill, I feel like we left a little bit like some meat on the bone. So like,
Hmm.
what other songs do you feel like you wanted to show some love to?
Of course, I mean, it's all gonna be like the Rudolph the Red-Nosed
Yeah,
Reindeer,
the classics.
classics,
Hmm.
Frosty the Snowman. You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. I think
Hmm.
the guy name is
I
Thurl or something like that.
yeah, so I'm kind of with you. I'm like a lot of the stuff that you're mentioning. That's what I'm on. It's just
Hmm.
basically those songs that these are Christmas songs off rip, but I don't necessarily have an affinity for one specific version as much as I do with
Hmm.
stuff that came on my list. But if
Yeah.
you ask me tomorrow, I could definitely change it.
Hmm. Oh, Someday at Christmas. Yeah, Someday at
I see.
Christmas.
That's what I said. Stevie got.
Stevie.
I was only
It's
gonna
yeah.
show love to Stevie once because it would be
Hmm.
unfair to like put him on this list like 5 times. But
Yeah.
someday at Christmas, and he has another. It's another third jam
We
that he.
keep yeah, you know it's funny. We were thinking about this on the last
Yeah,
the on
it's like
the
it's
video
always
we
three with
recorded.
him, and I'm just like, nah, he has three
I can't
classics
remember. Yeah.
that's gonna make a lot of people top 10 lists. But nah, you got one of the you got we mentioned two of the three on this
Yeah.
episode.
And it's the Charlie Wilson song from the Best Man Holiday as well. I can't remember the title, but Charlie Wilson's song.
I mean, if
Um
we just yeah, and also if we
yeah, that
name
was a very
these,
I like that song.
yeah, I
I
like
play
the
that as well. I
I
play that
like
one
the
as
He
well.
Who Shall Not Be Named track too. I rock
We'll
with
be
that song. You know,
we'll be stepping.
yeah, and it's for me, whenever you could come out with a song modern times and it becomes like that song gets airplay through like
Hmm.
playlists and everything. I feel like that's
Yeah.
difficult. I'm gonna show Mariah Carey some love, even though she's the main version that we know. But the Mariah Carey joint, All I Want
Hmm.
for Christmas. I watched that
That's
show.
her song. Yeah, that
I
is
watched that
her
song become
song.
a juggernaut overnight. It wasn't that deep when it first came out. I mean, people
Yeah.
liked it, but it has become one of the most popular Christmas songs of all time. So
I think it's so popular that every time or right around Thanksgiving,
they
they
warming it up.
always say, yeah, she's
Yeah,
the
they warming it.
frosting.
She yeah,
She's the
they warming
frosting.
it up.
Yeah.
So I just to watch something become a monster like that,
Hmm.
like not overnight, but through the years, I'm like, oh, this song is number one now. You know, like so that's awesome. But
Hmm. Ray Charles has a Christmas song. I think it's called This Time of the Year. It's Ray Charles.
I
I
probably heard it.
love that. Oh my God, I
Yeah,
love that
I've heard
song.
it. It's just some songs you have to play for me. Like even
Yeah.
yeah, and in some of these songs, I mean, Sleigh Ride, the
Sleigh
Renettes,
Ride. Yeah.
Otis
Yeah.
Redding, Merry Christmas Baby. Like it's just
Yeah.
these are the ones that I go to the most, but there's different versions out there, but it's like they're on all of my Christmas playlists.
Yeah, yeah. And a
Um,
lot of times we fall in love with Christmas songs that are also tied to movies
yep.
that we watch as well.
Yeah.
So, um, those are our 10 songs. Different versions, different people who sing them.
But
But
that's our opinion though,
that's our
because
opinion. Yeah.
we matched, we matched for the most part. But
Hmm.
Bill, when someone doesn't think like we think and like
Yeah.
what we like, what are
Yeah.
their options?
Man, you know what to do. Leave your 2 cents in the comments. You know, we call the comment section my 2 cents. So leave your 2 cents, leave your comment in the comment section that we renamed my 2 cents. Let us know. Do you guys agree with the choices that we have? Do you like the versions that we talked about? And if we don't, list some of your own songs that you love.
Exactly. And then Bill, what's another thing they could do to
Hey,
show
y'all know what to
support?
do. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to hit that notification bell so that whenever we upload any new content, you are instantly notified.
There we go. Information is on the screen. Make sure you guys subscribe. This concludes our episode of Christmas songs playlist, our favorite Christmas songs.
Yeah.
Thank you for tuning in to And in This Corner.
Peace.